If your garage door has wobbly rollers or is making screeching noises, the cause is likely failing roller bearings. I'll show how to replace garage door rollers without bending the track on a door with extension springs. The first consideration is safety. Injuring yourself or damaging the door is not worth the savings of replacing garage door rollers yourself. If you don't understand the concept of how springs are lifting the door, it's probably best to hire a pro. At the bottom corner of each side of the door, there will be a plate and a roller. On the side of the plate, you'll see a knob that has a cable looped around it. The cable runs parallel with the track alongside of the door. It then loops over top of a pulley at the top of the door. The cable is then attached to another pulley and a large spring. When the door is closed, the spring is stretched out and pulling up on the plate on the lower corner of the door. Never loosen or attempt to remove the two plates at the bottom corners of the door when the door is closed. It's perfectly safe to change all the other rollers on the door while the door is closed. Change the rollers only one at a time. Disconnect the power from the opener. You may have to turn a breaker off or pull a fuse. Unfasten 3 of the bolts. And loosen the top bolt. Then swing the hinge out and replace the roller. Turn them in until you just meet resistance, then snug them up with a ratchet. Notice that some of the rollers have an additional tube that the roller is inserted in. Make sure that you put the roller in the proper place and not into the hinge pivot. The top roller is on a bracket and not a hinge. Often there'll be a nut and a bolt that holds it on top of the bracket. This roller is adjustable, so mark its position before you remove it so that you put it back in place correctly. The quality of garage door rollers varies. I would suggest that you purchase the best quality you can find, especially if the door gets a lot of usage or if it's very heavy. Reconnect power by plugging the opener in or reinstalling the fuse or turning the breaker back on. This is a lower end roller. It has a nylon wheel. It doesn't have any bearings at all. They come with different amounts of bearings. This is a 7 bearing roller. This is a 10 bearing roller. They also come in 13 bearings. And the steel wheels tend to be noisier. If you like the garage door to be a little quieter, you can get really good 13 bearing nylon wheel rollers. Open the door. Disconnect the power from the opener. As an extra safety precaution, put a clamp under the bottom roller on the opposite side of the door from where you're going to start to work. With the door open, there's still a little bit of tension on the cable. Find the hook that holds the end of the cable. Take note of the hole that it's placed in and mark it. Take note that the cable goes over top of the pulley. Take note of how the cable threads through the other pulley. Maybe you want to take a picture. To release the rest of the tension, disconnect this end of the cable. It's now safe to change out the bottom roller. Make sure that the cable didn't pop off the button and that this cable is going over top of the pulley and in the groove, and that the other pulley is properly threaded. Then reconnect the cable to the track. Transfer the vice grips to the other side of the door and repeat this process to replace the opposite roller. Double check to make sure that all the cables are routed and seated correctly. Don't forget to check that the cable is connected to the bottom of the door. Remove your clamp from the track. Reconnect power. Test your work. I hope you found this video helpful. A thumbs up is always appreciated. Click on the channel name Know How Now to find other videos, and thanks for watching.